Hello, good afternoon, and welcome back to another episode of Zacooksit. I'm your host, Zach, and we've got a great show tonight. We're going to be making stuffed bell peppers with ground turkey, bell pepper, onion, little dab of paprika and chili powder to make it oh so spicy. We'll be right back after this. All right, welcome back to another episode of Zacooksit. So as I mentioned, we're going to be making stuffed bell peppers with a little bit of ground turkey. So we've got our ingredients here. We've got our bell peppers. We've got orange, red, yellow. We've got some brown rice that we're going to be stuffing. One large white onion. And so what we're going to do, let me get my camera situated here. We're going to start. So this is a pre-cut bell pepper. It's been cored. Top has been cut off, cored. Seeds have been pulled out. And we're going to put that into a glass baking dish to make sure they stand upright when we bake them. We then take the top, we take the stem out, and we're gonna just cut that up into finely chopped pieces. We're gonna use that as part of our stuffing for the rest of the bell pepper there. So it'll be mixed with that onion, some brown rice, and that turkey. So as I mentioned, you wanna go ahead and you wanna start by cutting off the top of the bell pepper, just like so. And then we're gonna cut in a circular pattern around the outside of the bell pepper, and we're going to remove as much of that core as we possibly can. So we're going to take out that core, which has most of the seeds, and then the inside of the bell pepper is still going to have some seeds, still going to have some part of that core, so we're going to just clean that up as best we can. I'm going to leave that as it is right now for a second and just bring you over. So the stove, we've got our water boiling for our brown rice. We've also got our oven preheated to 350 degrees. That's gonna give those bell peppers just something beautiful to go into when they're all stuffed and ready. So I'm gonna finish working on these bell peppers, gonna chop up that onion, and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. Okay, welcome back to Zacooksit. So we've got our bell peppers cut and prepped, and now we've got our rice boiling, some brown rice. We've got 1.5 cups of water and 1.5 cups of brown rice. We bring that water to a boil. We turn the heat down to low, add the rice in, cover and simmer that for about 5 minutes, and then we'll take it off the heat and put it back on for another 10 or so. Leave it off the heat for another 10 or so covered up. I'm gonna go ahead and brown our turkey now. So we've got our ground turkey, and just gonna go ahead and cut that package open, and then we will drop it into our warm skillet. The skillet has been warming to about medium high. Got some oil warming in there. Just a little bit of oil just to give it a little browning. And so we will. It's important when you're browning ground turkey to make sure you get the chunks into small pieces. The turkey cooks a little bit quicker than ground beef might, so you want to get it into small chunks as quick as possible. We're going to get that browning. We'll brown that for 8 to 10 minutes or so. We did use EVOO for our oil, obviously. Remember, this is a low-calorie episode of Zacooksit. So we're going to brown this turkey while our rice cooks. Our oven is preheated to 350, and so we are almost ready. Once this rice is done, we'll take it off the heat. We'll add it to our mixture of bell peppers and onions, and then we'll let this turkey brown. We'll go ahead and stuff our bell peppers, and then into the oven they're gonna go. So we'll be right back after another word from our sponsors, and our turkey will be browned, our rice will be complete, we'll be ready to stuff those bell peppers. Welcome back. One thing I failed to mention, we're browning our turkey. Failed to mention our seasoning. So we've got some Lowry's garlic salt. We've got the Kirkland Signature black pepper. We've already gone ahead and seasoned this with the garlic salt and pepper, but we are going to add 2 unique flavors that the recipe doesn't call for. This is a Zacooksit exclusive. We're gonna add paprika, and we're gonna add a little bit of chili powder. So I'm gonna go ahead, sprinkle that over the top, like so. And the paprika, sprinkle that over the top, like so. That is gonna give it just a heavenly amount of spice. Enough for a little bit of a kick, but not too much to overwhelm the dish. A lot of great natural flavors in there. So again, we wanna just make it a little spicy. All right, welcome back to another segment of the Zacooksit show. So we've got our bell pepper and onion mix here. Just over a little bit more EVOO. Got some salt, some pepper, some garlic salt, and a little bit of celery salt, actually. So that's been cooking for about 3 minutes. Just want to get it till it's nice and soft. I'm gonna let that cook just a couple more minutes here, and then we're gonna add our rice and our ground turkey, and then we'll stuff them in the bell peppers and into the oven. Be back in a jiff. All right, welcome back to Zacooksit. So our peppers are ready. We're gonna go ahead and dump in our rice, and I'm gonna just give that a little bit of a stir. And then next thing we're gonna add is our ground turkey. So I'm gonna take our ground turkey here. And I've got a little bit of extra turkey cooked for some leftovers tomorrow. Stay tuned for episode 2 of Zacooksit for leftover ground turkey tacos. Delightful. But we're gonna let this kind of cook a little bit here. Just get this all stirred in. And as soon as this starts to cook, sorry about that, I had some technical difficulties. But as soon as this starts to cook, we're gonna add a little bit of cheese over the top. And once that cheese has started to melt, we'll remove it from the heat and stuff our bell peppers. They're gonna go into the oven, 350, covered with foil for 30 minutes. We'll take the foil off and cover them for another about 15 to cook the cheese, and then it's delicious time. All right, welcome back to the final segment of the Zacooksit show. Like we've mentioned, we're making stuffed bell peppers with ground turkey, brown rice, bell pepper and onion, a little bit of EVOO, paprika, chili powder, salt, pepper. So we've cooked our turkey, we've cooked our rice, we've browned our bell pepper and onion mixture. Last step here, we put a little bit of mixed cheddar with some Spanish cheese. Last step here, go ahead and stuff our bell peppers. So just got a wooden spoon, and you just gotta kind of work it in there. You do want to make sure they're stuffed tightly, but not to the point where it is making it so that it can't cook or brown through. So that is our first bell pepper. You can tell this is a hearty meal. That was 2, pretty healthy spoonfuls into that bell pepper. This mixture here it's got a lot of great flavors, pretty low calorie, as we intended. Our mission on this dinner was to be under 650 calories. I think we're gonna be right there. Brown rice per serving is gonna be about 100. The rice, the ground turkey is going to be about 150, and then the other ingredients going to be in the 200 to 300 range. So we should be under that 650, no problem. The beauty of this dish is you're not going to need any sides. So this is a single dish meal. You could of course start it with a salad if you wanted. Some lovely romaine with some leftover bell peppers and a balsamic dressing. That would be just delightful. But we're gonna stick with just this single dish tonight for dinner. The other beauty of this dish is it creates some fantastic leftovers. So as you can see here, we're gonna have plenty of this mixture left. And it's gonna make for a beautiful lunch tomorrow on a carb chopper, flour or wheat tortilla. You could eat it just alone. You could even make some burritos with it, with some other ingredients. So, all right, those bell peppers are stuffed. Here's one more trick, one more exclusive of the Zacooksit show. What we're gonna do is we're actually gonna take this and put just a hint of water in the bottom of the pan. What that water is gonna do is we're gonna cover this with foil. It's gonna actually steam those bell peppers, make sure they're nice and soft. So again, we're gonna cook it for 30 minutes, 350. Then we're gonna remove that foil, cook it for another 15 minutes or so. We'll sprinkle some cheese on top during that 15 minutes, let that cheese bake, let those bell peppers harden, and it's going to be... That's it for the Zacooksit show. We will do a review of the flavors after dinner time. All right, so we're about 15 minutes into the baking process. gonna take a little sneak peek here. And look at that. So as I mentioned, we put some water in the bottom of that dish. You can see the little bit of condensation there on those bell peppers. That is gonna make them soft and tender, and it looks like things are going great. We're got 12 minutes to go. And then again, we wanna remove that foil and put some cheese on top. And we'll do it for about 5 to 10 more minutes, maybe 15 depending, but probably 10 minutes after that foil is removed. So 20 minutes, we'll be eating dinner. Welcome back. Zacooksit. So we just hear our timer in the background. So we're gonna open this up and we need to get our hot pads out here. So let's turn the timer off and just pull this out, and we will remove that foil, toss that to the side. Those are just looking delightful. And so as I mentioned, what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna sprinkle just a little bit of cheese on top of each of those. Oops, sorry about that, missed the camera. Just a touch of cheese on top, and then we will leave that uncovered, push that back in the oven, close that up. We're gonna set this timer for 10 minutes. And we are getting closer. All right, we're officially plated. Looks delicious, tender, juicy. So, you know, here I've got our little sample, and I'm going to go ahead. Gosh, look at that, so tender, it just falls right off the fork. Bon appetit.